With these solves, I highly advise that you, first of all, try to figure out a solution with the scramble provided. The scramble for each solve will be on screen for the entirety of the solve, alongside it being in the description as well. So all the solves here will be on white cross, I'm not color neutral, so whatever. And yeah, that's basically it. Let's get into it. Okay, so scramble 1. Oof. Okay, what I see is I can insert these two correspondingly, however, this edge will be stuck here. So what I'll do is insert this first into the back, then insert this blue edge, do an F, and this will be kicked out as my first pair. R prime F2, and this will be my first pair. Or there's another one here, but since I saw this one first, I probably wouldn't have seen this in a solve. So insert that pair. There's this pair here, which I can pair up with F moves, F prime UF, and that pairs up this pair as well, which I didn't see, but it's nice, so whatever. And so I just inserted that one in the back, inserted this left one here, and then there's this final pair inserted into the back, OLL and yellow. Okay, this is number 2. What I see, there's this pair here, but I'm not sure if I can preserve it. Okay, so what I'll do is a U2 to move these two opposite each other. This will be here, so I can insert it at the same time as inserting this. This will be on top here, and when I insert these two, this will be kicked out to this green edge will be kicked out here. Then I can do a D move, insert it, then reinsert this edge here once I've finished solving this piece, and then realign the cross layer. A bit complicated, but whatever. So U2, R prime, F, and then there's not really much of a way to preserve these, so whatever. I'll be using this piece, and this will be kicked out afterwards. So D, and this will be kicked out, L, so that solves this accordingly. D prime, L, that solves it here, and then just realign it, and then these two I can go into first. Then there's the green and red pairs I can go into first, so that solves it. And then I can go into this pair first, or I can go into this pair. What I noticed though, the only way I would be able to solve these comfortably is by doing a Y2, so I'm going to do this pair first just by doing a Y, and then I can solve this into the back, and that will solve the final red and blue pairs. OLL and then UPEM. Okay, so solve 3. Okay, what I see is if I move, I'm gonna solve this pair hopefully first. This will be kicked out to the top eventually. I can move this here, insert, and when I insert this, I can insert this at the same time. I can insert this into the back as well. So I'll do a D move, these two will be inserted at the same time. Do this quickly first, and then do an F, and then an M prime, and then these two were kicked out to the top. So I can do that first, insert into the right, and this will be my second pair. U2, rotate U2, pair this up, insert into the back, and then I'll do this pair here. So R, U prime, U, R prime, and then insert into the back, just using a simple back insert, U. So I move it to the front here, so the white stick is facing myself, and then R prime, F prime, U prime, F, R, which is a nice 3-gen way to do it. You could do it using wide moves, but I prefer inserting it that way. I can spam it much quicker than doing a wide move in that manner. However, if it was like this, and I can easily, since If it's a separated pair, I can do a wide moves, which is much quicker, as I'm back in home grip afterwards, pretty immediately. Then there's this final pair, where it's simply, I can just pair it up with an R, U prime, R prime, which is the pair here, U2, then just insert it. Now OLL, and then EPAM. Whoops. Okay, solve number 4. Okay, so what I see here is I'm gonna put this corner up the top here in the back, because the way I'm gonna solve the cross will not affect this back corner, so I might preserve the corner and just have to track the edge. So I'll preserve the corner first here, and then what I'll do for the cross is do a D2 to put the green opposite here, insert these, do a D move, insert this last piece correspondingly, do a D2, and then that I'll be tracking this piece here. So D2, and this will be kicked out here, so it's going to be on the top now. R prime F, D F, and these two are in the top layer, which is quite convenient. D2 to finish the cross, then I can pair these up, do a wide D, insert into the back, and then now there's these two, and I see that this sticker here and this one here are opposites, so I'm not going to have to go into immediate inverse sexies to pair it up. It's going to be paired up vertically. So U2, as I predicted, since these are opposites, pairs up like this, so I can just insert it into the back using L, F, and that just kind of puts it over here, U, L prime F, so that pairs it up. And then nicely I've got a pair here, and then there'll be this final pair, so I just insert it, rotate, insert the last pair, OLL, and then PLL. Now for the 5th solve. Okay, I'll do a F2 and an L2. These two will be inserted last, these two will be solved correspondingly, just do a D prime after that to put them in to the correct centers, and then solve these two last. So F2, L2, and then this nothing that will be kicked out, so I'm gonna when I insert this, or when I'm about to insert it here, I'll kick this out, move this corner here, and then be tracking this last piece here. So D prime, F, and then this corner here, U, R prime. So I'll do this pair first, and what I noticed also is this corner, the red and blue corner, can be put with a keyhole afterwards. So I'll insert it here, now do a wide D, U2, then just insert it like this, so as if it was just a joint pair, and that solves it into the back here. And I'll do this pair. I'm sure there's a more move efficient way to solve it, but I can spam TPS on that type because it's just 2gen. And then there's the last pair here, OLL, and then there's VPAM. Now solve 6. I noticed that these two will have to be solved. These two are already at the correct centers, so I'll solve it this way, and I'll be tracking these 3 corners. L prime, F prime, no sorry, L F prime, which moves this one here, and I can solve it corresponding with an R prime, then a D, and I noticed this will be brought to the top alongside this one, this corresponding edge, this red green edge will be brought up to the top alongside its corresponding edge when I move it and do an L2 R2 like so. So I can do a wide D, pair it up, insert, and now these I could go ahead and, if this corner for the blue red pair was in the top layer, I'd probably go into that first and solve it into the back with the keyhole like last time, but it's in this back slot, so it's not very convenient. So what I also notice is this pair here, so there's the green and orange, which can pair up like this, so just R, U prime, R prime, and then there's a pair here, and I can insert this into the back, and now I can solve this, then solve this. So there's a special insert for that. And then the final pair. OLL and then a G prime. Okay, now for solve 7. What I see is this can be moved over here with an F and then a D, or I'll solve it here like this. So this is on the U face and the Y is on the front face. So U prime, F prime, and then do a B move to insert it here. And then what I can do is then just kind of rotate up and insert this last U, and then I'll be inserting this with sledgehammer into the back to form a X cross. Oops, did the adjustment of the D wrong, but whatever. Now there's this pair I see first, so I'll go ahead and solve that, and then this will be paired up here. And then now this last pair, and there's green here and I don't see the red here, so I'll have to do a U2, then just be able to do it left and upper face gen, rather than having to rotate if it was flipped the other way. So I'll just insert it like that, OLL, and then PLL. Now on to solve 8. Okay, what I see, I can insert this here along, and then this will be pushed out to the back here, which I can insert correspondingly, bring this over, insert it to the front, then do an R2. So basically this will be put down here as well, so I'll do, when I do the R2 to bring this edge down to the bottom, this corner here, when I'm done, will be brought to the top. So it's at the top here, and I see this will be pair up. So what I'll do when instead of doing the R2 this way, I'll do it this way, which pairs this up, just bring it out of the way. R, finish off that, do a wide D prime. Then what I'll do is rotate, so I'm inserting into the back. Then what I'll do is insert this into the back here, and then I see this pair next. Solve that one. Then pair it up this next pair into the back, wide, and so R, U prime, R prime, which pairs it up, then a simple back insert. And then I see this pair, which is the final one, pair it up, wide D, insert into the back, and then got OLL, and then G prime. Solve 9. Okay, this will be brought to the top when these two are already solved. So I'll do a L2 to solve this according to these two pieces. This corner here will be brought to the back here, and I see that this corner will be brought here afterwards. So I may be able to do keyhole in a second. So if I do a D prime, then this will be brought here incorrectly, but oh well. Sorry, no. What I'll do is L2 first to bring this up, D prime, and then this pair will be created instead, which is much more convenient. But then I can go into a sledge after this to pair it up and insert it. So then D2, insert this pair, U2, then a sledge, then insert, then this, since I don't see the sticker here, instead of just immediately rotating, I don't see the sticker here, so there's the green which has to be brought in the front here, so I'll just pair it up like so. And then what I see here though is that this pair is made, so rather than inserting it here then having to repair this, I'll just do a wide insert which still preserves this pair. Then I can just go into a sledge afterwards, lefty sledge. Then OLL, up out. Now on to solve 10. Now okay, I see this corner here. I'll solve these two with an L and then an F2, and preserve these two by just doing an R prime at the same time, which I can be kind of done simultaneously by doing an M prime, that's corners brought up here, F2, and then I see this piece here will be brought over here by doing a D prime and then doing R2F to solve it. And now these two will be my first pair. U2, just do lefty reverse sexy. Now these two I instinctively rotated, so I'll solve it like this. Then there's this pair here. It's a bit awkward, but oh well. So I'll solve it like this by pairing it up. Then to preserve this, I'll do this pair first and then insert it into the back. OLL, OLL and PLL. I'm tired, okay. Okay, number 11. Okay, if I can solve this here, according with this blue edge with the red edge, by just F prime, U prime, and then these two, I'll bring this out, so these two just need a single move to insert them, do a D prime, and then these two will be my first pair, F, R. So here is a nice way to solve this pair, so it's simply just F, U, inverse sexy, so it's U prime, no, F, U prime, R, U prime, R prime, F, that just pairs this up here, and then I can just insert it to the left, and then I see this piece here, so I'll do a U2, then a sledge to solve it. Then I see these, the red and blue pair, so I'll take it out like into the back, solve it here, and then I just see these last two, so I'll rotate and just do double, and then I'll just solve it like this. OLL and then T prime. Now on to solve 12. So what I see here is this will create a X cross because of this here. So I'm gonna move this blue cross edge up here so it's in the back, and then I can just do a double B2 to solve it. So I'll move it here, and then I can solve these to create the X cross with an R prime F, then solve this piece, L, and then F, and then what I see here, I can solve this pair first, however, going into the next pair, I would want to properly solve this pair first. So what I do when I solve is pair this up, this edge will be here, and then I can solve this, then rotate quickly. This will be pushed out, so I'll have to do a bunch of L U-gen moves to solve it. So I got this with the same color here, and then finish the insert with a M prime U, and then insert it to the left, and then M, so I just get some oriented edges. OLL, and then peel up. Solve 13, a lucky number 13. What I see here is this piece and this piece will be solved. These two are already opposite each other on the opposite faces, so I can deal with them last. But this is on this orange edge is literally on the direct opposite face, which I don't want. So I'll solve that first. So I'll solve this opposite to this, and then I'll move it over, solve the last two, and then that'll be the cross. So F, L, and then an L, and then an R at the same time, then a D, then, excuse me, this will be moved up to the back here, which I'll probably do first, and there's no white corners here that I can deal with on the right face. So solve that one, L2 to solve this, and then this is my first pair, which I've seen, so double in lefty sexy, U2, then insert into the back. So what I'll do here is this pair, which are here. So I'll just do take it out here. That pairs it up, and then I'll just insert it into the back. I wouldn't have seen that paired these two up in the solve, but I wouldn't have seen that in a solve. So I'll just pair it up and insert, rotate back and wide D, and just insert it like this. Then N perm. Okay, number 14. What I see is this piece and this piece can be solved adjacently. This piece can be solved with an L2, and then I'll deal with this last. So U, and then this corner and this edge will be my first pair. F, R prime. So, and then I can insert this red edge here correspondingly. Then a D, and then since these two are the first pair that I'm going to do, I will preserve it by using a U prime, L, and then doing the L prime and then a D2. So what I can do here is just rotate, because I'll be inserting into the back. L prime U, L, insert into the back. That brings out this pair. So Y, D, U, R prime. And now I can use keyhole-ish to solve it. This next pair by doing a U and then a D prime at the same time, which brings this corner, and then this will be my last pair, and then I'll use a special case for here to solve it. So I just insert it as if it's a regular pair. That brings it here, and then I can just do this special case to solve it. M, U, R, wide R, which pairs it up. U prime, which inserts it into the correct place. Then I just fix this last cross edge. Wide R prime, U prime, then M prime. So the OLL, and then another G prime. Okay, solve number 15. Okay, what I see here is this edge here, this red edge, and this pair here. So what I'll do is an R, U, and then I'll solve these two while preserving this red edge in its place. This or this will be pushed out to the top. Wide R prime, no sorry, R prime, F, L, F, and then I'll bring this edge back out, then solve it. And as predicted, this corner's at the top, paired up. Then you just insert it into the back. This next pair, then this pair. Final pair, OLL, and then PLL. This one was luck, I wasn't tracking everything. That was a nice scramble comment. Specifically for that scramble, if there were any nicer ways to solve it, because that was quite a lucky scramble. Okay, number 16. So I can bring this up here. These two will be solved here. So what I'll do is F prime, then do an R2, which inserts it here, brings it down here, FR, then a D, and then there's this final one to solve here, so F2L, F2L, and then I can just rotate, because I want this to be in the back here, this solved edge, so I'll do a U prime, then just insert it over here, D2, and that solves it, the X cross. And next I see this pair, which I'll insert into the back. So I'll do a U2, R, U prime, R prime, F, and then I'll use a wide F, insert wide F, U, wide F prime. And then there's this next pair. So what I'll do is insert it with F moves, and either way I'll have to rotate and solve this last pair. There's an obvious winter variation case here, but I missed it, so whatever. Pretty quick OLO anyway. And then good end perm, not the bad one. Okay, I just noticed I missed number 16, so yeah, I'm gonna do 16 now. Yeah. Okay, here's number 16. So what I see here, this, I can bring this red edge up here and do an R2 to bring the blue edge round and insert it where the red edge is right now, but correctly oriented. Then afterwards I'll bring it over, this will be here, then I can do an F2, then an L to insert this to the left and bring the orange edge down to the bottom. So yeah, and I'll be tracking this corner. R2, L, F, then I D, this will be at the top, and this edge will be here. F2, oh this edge will be here, sorry, and then L. And then what I'll do here, I'll insert this into the back where the red and blue here, because this is already solved, so I'll insert this into the back and then do a D2. That solves an X cross type thing, so I'm gonna next for the next pair do the orange and blue. So separate them here, then insert into the right, and then I see these two paired up as my next pair. So separate them and insert into the left, and this is the last pair. Separate, insert into the back, and then there's OLL, and then there's PLL. Okay, back to the video. This is number 17. Okay, what I see here is I'm gonna bring this up to insert here, and this will be brought up as well adjacent to each other. Then I can just insert it, use this edge to insert that one. So yeah, so I'll first of all bring this up. So R, U, no, and then then do an L move, then a U, then F2, which solves those three edges. Do a D move. And what I see here, instead of doing this edge first, I can quickly just use LU gen moves to solve this pair. So I brought it out, insert it into the back, and then this edge is still in the same place. And what I see here, if I insert it using RU moves, this will be my next pair into the left. So U, R, F, R, no sorry, R prime F, R, then triple inverse sexy for L with the L moves, and that solves this pair here. U2, then this third pair, which I'll solve into the back, pair it up, U2, insert to the back with that wide F moves, then this last pair, which I just pair it up like this, U2, then insert OLL, and then G-perm. Okay. What I see here, if I do an L2, I hold it up with the red face on front, L2, do an L2, F prime, L prime, which will solve these adjacently, and these two will be ready to insert. So like that. Then D prime, then these are ready to insert, and this will be my first pair. R prime, F2, then D2, and then that's the first pair. So pair it up, and then insert. And then I'll break these up and solve it into the back. U2R, L prime U to L, U, and then just wide F moves to solve it. And then I'll bring this out to here and solve it accordingly to here, into the back. And then, so the way I like to solve this case is R, U2, R prime, U, R, U prime, R prime, U, and then just insert it again, which can be spammed. OLL, then R prime. Okay, what I see here, so I'll bring this orange edge over, this can be solved at the same time, and this will last. So I'll do it L prime, U, R prime, F prime, L. This will be my first pair because these two are opposite, and I can just use RU after rotating for the last, after the cross. Then so firstly, afterwards, I do a D prime, insert this, then a D, then I'll rotate and solve this pair first, the red and blue pair. So U prime, R, U, R2, U prime, U, R, which solves into the back. Then there's this pair, this next pair, the green and red pair. Simply solve it like this, and then this pair last. Now, that was OLL, and then there's now number 20. Okay, what I see, I can insert this, and this will be the last edge I do. So I'll insert this blue edge into the D layer, so with a R prime, then a D2, and then what I'll do afterwards is a F, R prime, which inserts this pair, and then this is the last edge, and this will become my first pair by just doing keyhole, which will kind of create an X cross at the same time. So I'll do a D prime, and then insert this, and then I can insert this corner into the back here which will pair up once I finish with this here. So U R prime, U prime R, then solve it back. That creates an XCross, which is nice. And then what I'll do after is this next pair, then this pair here, and then this last pair here. So I just pair it up and insert. I get a soon and a GPEM. What have I got here? Okay, so what I see is this is just an L2 and B away from being solved, and then I can insert this while inserting this one as well. So L2, that's a B with I use trim finger trick that with the fourth finger. This will be here, and then this will become my first pair, and I will need to just use an R and R, U, R prime, and then insert into the back left. So U, L, R prime, and that's just an R, U, R prime like this, but I'll solve this first because then this corner will be brought out, then I can do that for my next pair. So here, and then R, U, R prime, which pairs it up, then insert into the back. Now there's this two and these two. I'm gonna do this one first because I immediately saw it. Then there's this one, I'll do F2 like this with wide moves, then pair that one up and insert the last pair. RLL and PLL. Okay, now on to solve number 22. What I see for this one is these two. I'm going to insert this pair opposite and this cross edge opposite to its center alongside this one opposite to its center by just doing a B prime to insert this one and pair this one up, put this with the correct center, the blue one, then a U2 to preserve this edge, then an R, D prime, and then inserting it here into the back. And then what I see next is this pair, which I'll just insert into the back, and then this one, pair it up, insert into the back, R, U prime, R prime, U, L prime, U, L to pair this one up, then insert here, then F moves, insert the last pair, OLL, and then what I can do here is just an M2U to M2, similar to like 4x4 PLL parity. So this block will move here, everything will switch but these two. So it's an R-perm. So U2, this green will make me have to do a U as AUF. So the green's on front, so it's just a U as AUF. Okay, number 23, nearing the end of the video. Okay, what I see, I'll do a U2 to put this on top here, do the blue red edge by inserting it with the back, moving this back over, and then using D moves and F moves to solve this last pair, this last edge, the blue edge. U2, R prime, and then B prime to insert this one, then an F, U, L, F, then R prime, U, then F. So then I'll do an R prime, then insert this pair, and then what I'll do is rotate, and then do this next pair here, and then I'll simply just do a S move, U, S prime to insert that edge. This may or may not work for your cube. I've got mine set up so I can do S moves pretty quickly, especially for some special inserts and stuff, so I think having my cube set up like this is helpful for this type of situation. And then do this back pair with the orange and green, pair it up, insert it, then rotate to this last pair, insert into the back. OLL, and then with this J perm I can see, or L perm, however the hell you want to call it, this matches up with the center sticker, the red, so I will have no AUF after I solve the J perm. Okay, number 24. What I see is these two can be inserted, what's it called? to the right, and by inserting it this way, I can this piece by inserting it with an F, R prime, F2. This piece, this green edge will be here, and then I can just use an L move to solve it. Then I'll put this here using a B move, and then I'll do a D prime to move the cross, and then I'll do an R to solve the last pair, and hopefully this will be preserved. B move, put that here, D prime, R, and this is preserved because I can simply do a U2, then insert it like this. This pair I want to do next, separate it, move it over here, then wide insert here. Then what I'll do, because I know I'm going to have to do this back pair, is I'm going to rotate and do this pair like this, and then last pair. OLL, and then I've got an N perm. Okay, now finally for solve 25. What I see is this and this can be inserted by doing an F prime U, F prime U, and then F, and then I'll do an L move to insert it, then D prime to move it over one, then insert this last piece. So F, U, F prime, F, no sorry, R prime F, and then do an L prime move to insert that here, do a D prime, insert this piece, another D prime, then this first pair. The second pair here, R, U, R prime, and then this is the third pair, F, U, R, U prime, R prime, F prime, R, U, R prime, and then this last pair. And I'm gonna solve it in such a way that I get all four edges, well no, two edges oriented with a sledgehammer. So I'll separate this by using this back slot here, even though it's solved. So L prime, L, U2, L, then insert it, then I'll do a back sledge here, and that'll give me these two oriented edges. So then OLL, and then G. Yeah, thanks for watching. Okay, yeah, maybe more videos to come, so subscribe maybe. Bye.